Hi, this is Tarot Combos, where we take two cards and see how they challenge each other into a new understanding of whatever we're going through. So what's showing up today? This is the Light Seers Tarot. One of my faves. Ooh, we have Six of Swords. I don't think we've gotten this one yet. Challenged by the Tower. What? Oh, golly. Six of Swords. This idea of moving from the choppy waters of what we're going through to the calm waters. Definitely a healing journey, we like to say. And then the Tower. How is the Tower challenging the healing journey? The Tower is sudden, disruptive change. Something very sudden, something very disruptive, not destructive necessarily, but I like to say disruptive. Challenging our smooth sail from where we've been to the calm waters of where we're going. There's probably so much to say about this. So what are you feeling in your life? Are you going through something that feels like, to me, what's coming up, and then I guess I'll ask a question, is the way that we feel like we're like, if you're one to like work on yourself, to the personal growth, self-healing, self-reflection, introspection, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are on your journey of growing into your authenticity. I don't even like to say better versions of yourself, because like, you're amazing. You are. You're boop on your nose. You're amazing. But like, where do you feel out of alignment and in alignment? To me, that's a more honest way to look at things, because what is better? Like, these judgment calls, they're just judgments. Good, better, best, worst, like crappy, wonderful, like they're just judgments. But where do you feel in alignment with who you take yourself to be, and out of alignment, meaning, no, that didn't feel right when I said that thing or did that thing, or the way I'm behaving, or like the way I'm like processing things, like, it's a feeling. So where was I going with that? So what your personal journey looks like. And if you're watching these things and you're into tarot, you're probably one to be introspective, right? To listen to that inner resonance. Sometimes I don't even like the word intuition. Like, what even is that? I feel like a lot of times it's so crystal clear that it's like the journey we're on in life is one of coming more and more into alignment. Hopefully, if you're on the journey, that's what I think we seek to do. And how do we know what alignment means? And that, I feel like that's a feeling. So where are you in your journey? And does something keep coming back around that feels disruptive? Or has there been one sudden thing that felt like it disrupted your whole journey and set you back? Because it feels like sometimes this is like a setback kind of energy. And sometimes I feel like with this, if you're one to go on this journey of growth, let's just call it that, alignment, let's just call it alignment, then there's something that's always going to happen that kind of like challenges that. And like, we might behave like with those old patterns coming back around that says, well, that's not me. And I said the thing again. Damn it. That other person's going to think that's who I am. And I know that's not who I am, but I can't help myself. Sometimes I just got to say that thing or do that thing. And it's like, that's, to me, these little setbacks are the thing that they're being asked to look at, honestly, like for us to look at them, to say, it's not about the thing that happened. It's about the thing that came up when the thing happened. Because things are always going to happen, right? These are always going to happen. But how did we react in the happening? Those are the things that's like, oh, No matter what tower falls, they're all different towers, all different happenings, but my reaction is very familiar. It's like, I know you. So, how do we break that cycle? Like, what keeps taking us off of our alignment journey path? Uh, I have so many. I have so many that come to my mind of that I'm still working on. And it, to me, a lot of it comes down. I've talked about this so many times. You're probably sick of it. You're probably sick of it. It's like the self-worth stuff. It's so deep, isn't it? Do you feel that? It's so deep. And how that, like, anytime the tower crumbles and causes disruption in my life, I might feel those old patterns spring up because I haven't, like, finally gotten to the bottom of the self-worth stuff. It's like it's waiting for me. I've gotten maybe through so many layers of it. I don't even know the good analogy anymore because it just feels like a muckety muck soup without layers. It's just like it's sometimes hard to make sense of. Like, when is you feel clear for so long, like maybe you feel like you're in alignment for so long, you're like, wow, when's the last time anything made me feel like out of alignment or not at peace? And then something happens and it's almost like, was that peace even real? Was it even real? How long? And then it feels like a distant memory sometimes. I have a dry spot. So, oh my gosh. What is it for you right now? Do you feel the one question would be, where do you feel not so much in alignment? And can you trace it back to the last disruption that maybe happened in your life? And I feel like with the disruption for me with my what my mom's going through, and again, something you've heard me talk about a million times lately. I mean, 3 hospital visits in 2 months, it's going to be top of mind for me. And daily, I just got off the phone with her nurse practitioner and her case management person. So it's like being the point of contact is like, makes it like has to be top of my mind. I have to be on it. A lot of moving pieces, keeping everyone informed and yay, we're positive here, everybody's good. So I'm talking about it a lot, sorry, but that keeps bringing up so much old stuff for me. And that's where I said in one of the last videos, I was like, this is gold. This is like been needing to come up for my whole life. It's just trying to keep it contained in certain ways of like, don't let it come out in a dysfunctional way. Do the healing, look at it honestly. And it's like, try not to be as reactionary as the tower can make us be, because disruption tends to force a reaction. Like, we have to respond, but sometimes it shows up as a reaction, which feels explosive. So responses, though, we might be able to pause a moment in the happening and be like, what would Jesus do? Just kidding. I mean, you might say that, whatever helps in that pause. Be like, I'm feeling all the feelings. I'm just going to try not to react in my patterned, conditioned way that tends to sow more dysfunction or dis-ease among the people around me and myself. So it's like, I feel like that's a useful way to look at things, is like, how does one respond in this moment versus react? That could be a useful question, a little tool to use in the pause. That pause is so critical in the tower moment. It's like, usually people are falling out of a tower, so they might have time between the top and then the landing to, like, in that free fall where you don't feel the resistance maybe of gravity. So I feel like in the free fall, you could float and be like, what should I do here? What's a good way to respond versus react before I smash into the ground? So That could be a useful way to look at things. I don't know. What feels true to you? Because this is all about alignment and what feels right. The first thing that came up for me also was this idea of integration. Because, like, when we're on this path of these happenings, it's like they're always happening around us while we're moving forward on our journey. Like, we're moving toward the calm waters of our life by healing from the shaky, the choppy waters, and yet these things keep happening, different things keep happening. And so it's like, to me, this is a cycle of integration. Like, how am I integrating these happenings? And it's not so much the happenings, it's my response to the happenings is what gets integrated, because the happenings are just happenings. Like, in my case, somebody gets sick, and then it brings up all the reactions, and I'm trying to turn those into measured responses while I heal. Over here, I'm just like doing the work, like in my privacy, to heal the reactionary stuff. But it's like all these things are different each time. So that's one way to maybe look at it, if it's helpful to you. So in your life, how do you feel like that this idea of like you're integrating, and integration is such a hard thing to talk about, but it's the first thing that came to me when I saw these cards, is like, this stuff keeps happening. So it's not a one and done. Integration is like, we don't even kind of know when it's happening, but I feel like the tool to like be sure that it keeps happening, because it's on integration's on its own timeline. I believe that. It's like, we don't know the formula and the order of events that causes something to truly get integrated into our being, meaning something happens and I'm going to like pull it in and it's going to become part of me in a functional way, in like a lived, learned lesson kind of way that I've healed and grown from. That might be one way to look at integration. We don't know. It's like on its own timeline. But how do we make sure it keeps happening is like looking honestly at the things. That's how I feel like it's like not turning away, not suppressing. I mean, I talked about temporary suppression, as long as we carve out some space and time to like look at it when it's appropriate. But I mean, like long-term suppression and long-term denial and guilt and shame and all those things. It is like, when we can look at it honestly, it's like, that's how we know integration will happen, keep happening. It's still on its own timeline, but it's like, I'm showing up for myself, and in turn for other people, because I'm healing the dysfunctions, all that, the muckety muck ways things play out in our lives. If we don't look at them, they like leak out into like, oops, sorry, I got that on you. Now we both feel bad. So yeah, I think I'll stop talking. Where does it show up in your life right now? Like there, and it's not just one thing, but where have you seen the cycle like get in the way of moving to the calmer waters? Because it's like we're always navigating the waves, aren't we? And sometimes it feels like a period of stillness, and then whoa, kicked up again. And it's like, does this thing actually, are these the waves, or is it our reaction that are the waves, that causes the waves? I feel like it's our reaction to the happenings that causes the waves. It's like the reaction might be the big boulder that plumps down into the water that then creates the waves that then we have to like navigate the after effect of our reactions. That might be another way to look at it. This is fun. Bye.